craft friends, welcome back to Sweet Bay Lane. Just in case you're new here, my name's Tracy. In this video, we're going to be DIY crafting some vintage Christmas decorations using affordable supplies from the Dollar Tree, Hobby Lobby, and some interesting supplies everyone has around the house. So with that said, let's get to crafting. For DIY number 1, we're going to be using one of these blank wood trees. I purchased this one from Hobby Lobby, but you can find them anywhere out in the marketplace. You could also use the larger wood cutout trees from the Dollar Tree. I'm also going to be using this vintage Happy Holidays sign. It's actually an ornament and I purchased it from Walmart, along with some of this Dollar Tree tinsel garland and some of this beautiful Dollar Tree gift tissue paper. And I'm going to start this project by staining my tree, but you can paint it or stain it, whatever you prefer. I'm going to be using my favorite gel stain by Americana in oak. Once we have our tree stained and it's dried, we're now going to attach a piece of the vintage tissue paper to the front side of our tree. And to do that, we're going to be using a simple Elmer's purple glue stick, putting the glue all over the front side of the tree and then attaching the tissue paper. I love this tissue paper. It is stunningly vintage. Once we have our tissue paper glued to the front side of our tree, we'll now come in and trim up the excess. Now you can do this one of two ways. You can do it with a sharp pair of scissors, or like I'm doing it with a piece of sandpaper, just rubbing it along the edges of your wood tree. And as you'll see, that is a perfect technique. I also ran it in between the little slats of the palette style on the tree. For this step, we're going to take our little sign and we're going to glue it to the center of our tree. Once we have that done, we're now going to bring in our beautiful garland tinsel and we're going to trim the outside of our tree. Please excuse the blurry shots. I had a fingerprint on my lens and didn't realize it till I was halfway through the project. How annoying. And this is a very easy step. You'll just take hot glue, run it down the edges of your tree, and then glue the tinsel to the edge, being careful not to burn your fingers. Then you're left with this. I think this looks gorgeous. I love tinsel and vintage, two of my favorites. Now what I did is I came in and I just embellished it with some of this green satin ribbon. I made a simple bow attached to the top of my sign and then finished it off with a vintage jingle bell. I love how this little tree came out, and I can't wait to display it by my little Christmas tree in my living room. It's going to be so cute. Now we're moving on to DIY number 2. For this DIY, we're going to be using some cardboard, velvet fabric, and some white chenille yarn. We start our project by cutting out little triangles from our cardboard. Once we have our 3 triangles cut out, we're now going to bring back in our velvet fabric and we're going to cut 2 strips of our fabric. Now you could also use velvet ribbon if you have that on hand as well. Once we have our strips cut from our fabric, we're now going to move on to our next step, and that's going to be taking the strips and gluing them onto one of the triangle cardboard pieces. And you can use any type of glue you prefer. I'm going to be using some hot glue. You start by just putting it at the edge of your triangle, and then you'll just proceed to wrap the fabric around the triangle. The great thing about this DIY is you can use any fabric you choose that matches your decor. And as you'll see, I ran out of fabric for the one strip. That's why I had to cut the 2 strips. And I'm just going to attach it to the back side and then just continue gluing. Okay, then we're going to trim off our excess and we're going to have this beautiful velvet triangle. Next, we're going to bring in our chenille yarn and we're going to put a little trim around the bottom of our triangle. Now that we have our bottom trim on, we're going to put a little white pom-pom at the top. And to do that, I'm going to tie the chenille yarn into a couple of knots and just trim the edges and glue it to the top of our little velvet triangle. Hey, if you like what you see so far, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We'd love to have you here at Sweet Bay Lane. Look at how cute that little pom-pom looks. And then, like I said, we're just going to glue it to the top of our triangle. Making a cute little Santa hat. Now you can embellish your Santa hat any way you prefer. I just added a simple black bow with a white hanger. For this next cardboard DIY, we're going to be using some of this green velvet ribbon, and we're going to do the same process. We're going to wrap the ribbon around the triangle starting at the base. Now, if you're looking to reproduce these on your own, you can find this green velvet ribbon at Hobby Lobby in their everyday ribbon department. You can also find it online too. Then once we're done, we'll just trim it off at the top, and then you'll have this ribbon wrapped triangle cardboard piece. And I'm sure you guessed already, but we're turning this into a little Christmas tree. And for that, it needs a base. I'm going to be using this little stick I purchased from Dollar Tree, but you can also use one from your yard if that's easier for you. And then you're just going to glue it to the bottom of your triangle base. Look at how cute it looks already. But to finish it off, I'm going to come in and add a little gold bow and a gold hanger. Then you're left with this gorgeous little velvet looking Christmas tree ornament. Oh my goodness, this is so beautiful in person. And then with the Santa hat, it's so cute. I love these. I can't wait to make more, honestly. Now we're moving on to DIY number 3. And for this one, you're going to need a vintage or a little sign of some sort. A flat ornament would do also. And you'll need one of these beautiful, larger iridescent snowflakes from the Dollar Tree. We start our project by trimming off the tag from our snowflake and painting it with Rust-Oleum's Apple Red Satin Spray Paint. Then once we have it painted, this DIY couldn't get any easier. We're going to glue our vintage little ornament sign to the center of our snowflake. And then finish it off with a little red bow and a silver hanger. And then you have this beautiful large piece that you can use in your Christmas tree or on a wreath on your front door. And then here they are all together. I actually love them all. I think the tree might be my favorite, but which one was yours? Leave me a comment down below letting me know which one's your favorite.